Hey there! Welcome back to another Eternal Return video. Finally, we're gonna be jumping into a player versus player match after 3 freaking videos. And I know that the versus AI video wasn't necessarily needed, but I think a lot of new players do try out some sort of PvE or player versus AI modes when they want to get, used to the game. And I think it was definitely a mod that needed a bit of evaluation. And, if you watch that video, things weren't the best necessarily, but it was fine enough. So yeah, today we're actually gonna be going against other players, of course. And before we get into the game, I wanted to mention a few things, talk to you about something. I decided to go through all of the characters one by one in order to just check out, how are the characters in Eternal Return. And I have to say a few things. One, I was left quite impressed by the absolute versatility of the characters that exist. Lots of unique skill sets, and every character seemed pretty interesting. Like 90% of these characters left me quite impressed. Of course, I did find some characters that I found more interesting than the others, and those are gonna be definitely the characters that I will be playing, so kind of my mains. But nevertheless, again, I was very impressed. I definitely found similar skills to other characters in other MOBAs, but that's more of a familiarity thing. You kind of go like, oh, this ability is like this character from this game. It's more of a thing you tell yourself in order to, again, feel more familiar and, be better at when you're gonna go against them, perhaps. And, remember, oh, I remember this character is like this. So, you kind of put a few bits of information that you already know from that other game into Eternal Return. But yes, I didn't find any characters that I would say, oh, this is completely a copy of another character. Not at all. Not at all. There are definitely some similar concepts, but they are extremely unique, I have to say. I really like them. So, let's go into the character selection here once OBS catches up. I don't know why OBS takes so much time to catch on Eternal Return. And I'll show you some of the characters that I found quite interesting. So we have Adina here, or Adina, I don't know if Adina, which I unlocked as well, because I kind of found her pretty interesting. So she has this, she doesn't have an ultimate exactly. She has these symbols up here, and if you match them, your abilities do different things. They kind of empower your abilities, and each of the abilities, your Q, W, and E, are even more empowered depending on the symbol. The Q wants the sun symbol over here, the W likes the moon symbol, and the E wants the star symbol. And in general, the sun symbol makes the ability a bit stronger in damage, and also applies a combusting, which once again deals more damage. The moon usually makes the ability stun, and the star that she has makes the ability just cast faster, which is really cool. And again, I just liked the character, and I bought her. Another one is this Alina character was kind of interesting. Yes, she looks a bit too much like a chink, but she has this sort of ice ability, this glacial field as it's called, where she freezes people, kind of like Sejuani. And then when you break the frozen character, you deal extra damage. So pretty much like Sejuani, but she has lots of interesting movements. She's very agile. Another character that I found seriously interesting is this guy, Felix. His weapon, so much reminds me of Jade Spear, the Jade Spear from Genshin. Because this glowy green thing is exactly like when you have max stacks on the Jade Spear. But his skills are very interesting. He's got this passive where you do double attacks at max attack range, which is really interesting. And then his abilities have a shared cooldown. And they can be recast up to 3 times. Well, 2 times, 3 times for the full casts. So he's kind of like Riven's Q, but in the whole character. And just like Riven, you want to do auto attacks between your Q casts. You want to do this as well on this character because he builds these stacks whenever you do auto attacks between the recasts of your skills. And depending on the stacks that you've got, his abilities become stronger at the final cast, which is, again, kind of exactly like Riven's Q, but onto a whole character, and it's really good. And another thing, to bash on League of Legends, at least in Eternal Return, I can test the characters before I purchase them. So fuck you, League. Fuck you. I can go and practice these characters into a practice tool kind of environment, and it's amazing. So fuck you, League. I really like that you can practice all of the characters just as you wish. So again, fuck you, League. And then lastly, is this Laura character. First of all, she's kind of, I don't know, Persona 5 as a character? I mean, her sleeves kind of remind me of Saya from Persona 5, but her skills, her passive is called Phantom Thief, and her W is called the Calling Card. I mean, I know that Persona 5 didn't invent thieves, but just saying. But her kit, I found it very, very cool. Very interesting, lots of movement-based damage. She kind of, when I tested her, she kind of reminded me of Storm Spirit a bit from Dota, where she moves around in order to empower her auto attacks, because she builds up stacks when she moves, but she also has a dash that can grant her those stacks in order to do her empowered auto attack. And it kind of reminded me of Storm Spirit using his ultimate on short ranges in order to get his passive up overload. So yeah, I really like these characters, and these three, perhaps two, maybe with Adina and this Laura character, maybe these two will become more main. But in the game that we're gonna be playing, our first PvP match, I guess I'm gonna play some Adina, because I really liked her. I played it in a versus AI mode match, and I really liked how she played. And usually in next videos I will be cutting out any, you know, boring moments from the match, but because in our first PvP match, well, it's kind of nice to, you know, show it all, I guess. But also, I have a very interesting topic to discuss. It has to do with the beginner's guide that they have right here in the main menu. Let me show you this beginner's guide. I decided to watch it as with the new player guide, and I have some interesting stuff to say about it. So we're gonna be talking about the beginner's guide throughout the match, maybe in multiple matches, maybe we'll play one or two more, and we're gonna be seeing, you know, how our first PvP match goes. So let's jump right into the game. We're in the game. I'll go with this simple one. Okay, so these saved plans, I went and took a look at the saved plans that they've got, and I decided to choose one of the most popular ones and just put it in. And then I decided to get another one that sounded a bit more bullshit. Then I made my own with, like, general stuff that I managed to find from those other, like, ones, and then I just throw in a bit of legendary stuff just because. Looks like we got one more person with us in the temple. Okay, then, first PvP match. So, as we're getting in, I told you that I wanted to talk about the beginner's guide. Now, with every comment that I'm gonna say, I do not want to offend the person that made the guide. Okay, not at all. Because it's not a company one, right? It's not made by the guys that made the game. It's actually a fan guide. But the thing is, that guide, I would have to say, was not that good. I did not enjoy that beginner's guide. The first major problem, and again, no offense, is the person that made the guide has a very distinct accent. You know, it was very clear he's not a native English speaker, but that's perfectly fine. But the thing is that his accent, it really hurt trying to actually understand what the guide was saying at some points. It was generally fine, but as a new beginner's guide, it wasn't the best. Okay. I'm gonna close this. So, we're playing our first game, so first things first, as the game has already told me, I need to just start finding stuff and crafting. We do not want to engage in combat necessarily as we are exploring. Someone is fighting, though I can see it. Okay, we got everything actually. I want to move upwards to get a hyperloop to go to the beach immediately, since I found everything here. But I did notice that there was somebody up here. There she is. Just need the hyperloop, my dude. Just let me get to the hyperloop. Thanks, dumbass. He isn't gonna allow me out. Son of a bitch. He isn't gonna allow me to just get the fuck out of here, isn't he? Oh, didn't work. Some more healing. I need to save the star. Done her. Switch. Then start moving. She's got another ability. Yes, you got that first. Save the star. I'm actually dealing her lots of damage. I'm actually kind of killing her. Okay, save this. Pop this, pop that. I don't have a life. I need to run the fuck away, but this... I bet you she isn't gonna allow me. She seems to have left me. I need to find some healing. Can I just heal off the potatoes, perhaps? Yes, I can. Let's grab this, then. Okay. Sorry, but... that whole fighting in early game was kind of annoying by that girl, so... As I was saying about the new player's guide, it was a bit hard to understand because of the the person's accent. But my biggest problem was that the guy also used terminology that a new player wouldn't understand. That girl is level 5. I'm just searching for stuff. The beach is a restricted one, but I'm just crafting. But yeah, there was a bit of terminology used that a new player wouldn't understand. I missed that. Like, it had been a few more problems. One thing is that anything that had to do with the saved plans, you know, I asked about why is every saved plan that I see in Korean. Anything that had to do with saved plans or builds for characters, the guy was just like, oh, go to this Discord, go to this Discord, go to this Discord. Which was very annoying. You know, because, like, a new player doesn't want to just go to 50 Discord servers in order to, Oh, son of a bitch. There's 2 people here. I'm dead ass. God damn it, 2 people found me. Unlucky. Still fighting to go where we left off after dying. Yeah, when it came to builds for characters, the guy just said go to the Discord and search for the character and find the build, which is not a good thing because people that do that sort of thing, you know, search on Discords or go to external websites and stuff to find builds, are the people that are already into a game and, you know, they're going into ranked. A beginner player just wants to jump into a normal game, you know, their first PvP game as we did, and have some sort of at least default saved plan or item build that is just generally good for the character they're playing so that they can get they can get their feet on the game. Which isn't a thing for Eternal Return, and that isn't necessarily the community's fault or the person that made the guide. There should be a default guide by the developers for each character that is just generally good. Maybe you can make it in combination with the community. The community can tell you here's an easy build for a starting player, and then put that as the default, and then just make, you know, the starting player, the beginner, happy that they can just put up the default from what the game is recommending instead of needing to search up external websites. Because if you're telling the new player, oh, you need to do all of these steps just to start playing, well, that new player is not gonna, you know, stay in the game. They're gonna be like, if I need to try hard that much, where I need to search for meta builds from the get-go, no. Because even if your end goal is to go into ranked and just start climbing the ranks, Well, you are going to be sort of a casual player at the beginning because you're going to be playing your normal matches. Even in the Internal Return, ranked is locked behind level 20 of your account. So what am I gonna play, before ranked, where I need to kind of be focused a bit more on the character and be more meta? Well, I'm gonna be playing normals, and I ain't gonna again try hard on these normals. But I want to, get used to the characters and the game itself. But I can't exactly do that if you're telling me go to Discord servers. So again, not the fault of the community necessarily. The devs do have a bit of a fault on this, but it's not exactly the best situation. Also, when I went to check on the saved plans for Adina, there are language filters. You can filter for lots of languages for the guides. Yet I would filter on English and I would get Korean and Japanese guides, which can easily be the fault of the person that made the guide, that he choose English as the guide's language. But you can also, remove the guide because it's not in the language that it should be. Right. Again, that's why fault falls on the developers as well, instead of just the community. Because what is the guide person going to tell you if they themselves cannot show you their own guides, perhaps in the game, because the sorting mechanism and the filtering mechanism doesn't work. That was one of the problems with the beginner's guide. And when these other language saved plans were put on focus, something was said about a Korean meta or something, and I was like, the fuck? How can a game have such a different meta between two regions? Like, I understand playstyle is a thing, but we're playing the same version. I don't think that Korean League players build so drastically different than everyone else. So I would say that kind of sounds interesting that you just completely zero these Korean builds by saying they're on a different meta. I don't know what to say there. But yeah, other problems with the guide. Again, there was a bit of terminology, as I mentioned, where you wouldn't understand it if you don't play the game. That was kind of a thing. But all in all, another big one actually is that whenever something was mentioned, let's say the foods in the game, your healing, whenever that was mentioned, there was the person that made the guide wanted to send you into this spiraling rabbit hole of videos. Whenever food was mentioned or drinks were mentioned for the game, the person that made the guide said, "Oh, if you want to learn the basics, if you want to learn more about foods or beverages as they are in the game, you can watch my video, Basics on Food, Basics on Beverage." And I'm like, no, mate, I don't want to go and watch 10 other 10-minute videos, perhaps, to learn the basics of the game. This is the beginner's guide. This should be able to tell me some basic stuff about the game in order to get me started, which didn't happen. The basic thing that I myself learned while watching the video was, okay, any food related items are health region and any beverages are SP region. I don't remember if the person mentioned this in the guide, because when the section about foods and beverages finished, the only thing that I could remember was, go look at this video in order to learn about the foods and beverages. And I'm like, no. That's not how beginner's guide works. I don't know if that beginner's guide is also heavily outdated. Actually, I think it was uploaded on February of this year, 2022. So I wouldn't think that it's that outdated. But again, it wasn't that good. I would say it wasn't that good of a beginner's guide. Specifically beginner's guide, a new player's guide. Like, even if your guide ends up being 1 whole hour, if it explains the basic stuff and it manages to attract a new player very well and make them fully ready for their first experiences in the game, they will stick to that video for the whole hour and watch it. because it tells them the basics, you know, and I would say that you don't need a freaking hour to explain Eternal Return and its mechanics. But it explains the full-on basics, you know, and it again would prepare the player. And yeah, but when I finished that video, and it's been actually a few days, even a week, I think, since I watched that video, I was left with a very bad feeling of wanting to play the game and jump on my first PvP match. Because I was like, all right then, if I pick any of the saved plans that are being recommended and are top rated, I will get my ass completely kicked. And I will just be completely useless until I reach, I don't know, level 20 to get to ranked. Like, that's how I felt. I felt really badly about wanting to play the game. And it, again, there were like a few days, a week passed since I got my mood back of wanting to try out the game. And we found our second game, by the way. And we're in, actually. That's nice. Okay, select this character. I'm gonna go with the same saved plan. I don't know if I want to try out my own plan. You know what? I will. Fuck it. My own plan. Here we go. So this is my own plan. It does have 2 legendaries. And now that we've finished with talking about the beginner's guide, something about these legendaries that I learned as I tried out the characters and I watched the video. There is a good reason why these guides don't have like a bunch of legendaries. It's because to get to these weapons, things are pretty rare. The things that you need to get to legendary stuff, of course, is rare. It's not completely rare, but it's, you know, it's not that easy, let's say. Alright, then nevertheless, let's jump into our second game and see if things end up a bit better. We don't have a full lobby, but hopefully we do better. You know, even without a full lobby. We do have one more person on our area, which I don't enjoy, but we don't have much to get from this area, actually. The second area, the pond right next to us, is actually where we want to go. So yeah, I want to say that the game, when I tested out the, you know, the characters that are in the tutorial ones, it felt really nice and fun to play. And I do want to continue playing this game. It's just that, again, new player experience isn't the best. Yeah, matchmaking is a bit ass, and this person most likely has played the game a lot more than I have, most likely. But what you can do in order to fill in the matches, of course. But the game is like 6,000 plus players right now online. I would guess, you know, that's of course all the regions, and we're only in Europe right now. But I would guess that it would be a bit faster to find these games. Maybe more people are playing ranked, of course, right? Nevertheless, I wasn't extremely happy with that new beginner's, you know, the beginner's guide, but hopefully just playing the game will end up a bit better. So then, let's grab this. Let's grab all of this and start crafting. And now let's immediately run to the pond, because this is where we need to find lots of stuff. There we go. I'm not gonna waste the ice. I actually need it. Maybe if we find another one. But yeah, we got lots of stuff to find here. So let's... Oh, I did not need that. Here's somebody walking. Don't come in here. Is that a bot? They don't have names, but that seems like kind of bot movement. Do they use bots to fill in the spaces? I mean, that's fine. What can you do? Okay, we found everything. So I'm gonna go back to the hospital and then hyperloop away. Somebody up there. I'm just gonna ignore you. Goodbye, sir. Just let me use my... You know what, actually, I'll kill this. Get some XP. And also... oh, actually, he dropped things that I wanted. That's actually really good. Oh, here are footsteps. Don't interrupt me. Okay, there we go. Got one thing to grab from here. We're not finding it. That's a problem. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't want to do that. Nope. There we go. Good. And then I need to hyperloop to the beach, most likely. We have one right next to me. Okay. I'm not using many spells right now. I want to keep my stuff. I need this, actually, apparently. And I'm just gonna hyperloop to the beach. Beach, please. There we go. We're finding lots of stuff to craft. That's good. Oh, I canceled that. There we go. Craft, craft, craft. Oh, no, no. Stay the fuck away from me. I'm crafting. I think those are definitely bots. I think. Unless there's some sort of, like, you know, streamer mode where things are, you know, you're anonymized. The boats. Son of a bitch. Thanks, bear. You took my kill, damn it. Okay, get the beverage. No, 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 no. I need to regen. Stay the fuck away. I didn't want to attack that. There we go. Found this. We're done here. We're done. Let's move on to the hotel. No, not that way. That's a closed off area. You can actually go into the closed areas at least. Anything random that I may find? Doesn't seem like it. We just need one thing from here, actually. Just a jacket. And actually, this tree, can I harvest this? Yes. Okay, if I manage to harvest this, this is big. Come on. Awesome. We... No, 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 no. Don't craft that. No, 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 no. This is what we're crafting. We want to craft the legendary weapon because it gives us CC. It slows enemies, which I really like. It's like Realize Scepter. Or Realize Scepter from League. And now we just need the suit. We found it. Good. Now we just need to fight. I'm gonna farm these chickens a bit. And then that's it. So these chicken drop the meat, which I need. The beginner guide did say something really good about food items, though. Is that you start off with the bread. You start off with the bread and the what's it called? The bread and the water. And you can easily craft some basic healing items with it. The burgers and the cold water, which if I can find any sort of if I can find any ice, that would be nice. Boiling water, that's fine as well. But yeah, we need to find some people then. And maybe fight the wildlife, I guess. No thingy or boiling water, sure. Cowboy. Okay. Sure. I have items that I do not need, right? This is a trap. I don't need the trap. If I find another tree of life, that would be nice, but I highly doubt we can find one now. There's one in the cemetery. I can portal there. You know, I can hyperloop there to perhaps try and grab it. Or maybe harvesting and hunting. Tree of life. What? Wait, the bears can drop Tree of Lives? Hell no. Oh, we've got ourselves another player. She went away. I'm gonna save the star. Where is she? Where did she run off to? Oh. Cancel her. Wait, she went away? I thought I cancelled her. Son of a bitch. Okay, let's try and just kill stuff. Get some levels up. There we go. Get some meat for some more burgers. I think I can stack around 4 of them, so that's fine. There's another enemy. I think we're gonna get this kill. Yes, we did! Let's go! Let's heal up. Grab the food, grab the drinks. That's all. The only thing that I need right now. I think you heal a lot. Oh, actually, this surveillance camera, can I put it somewhere? There we go. So these surveillance cameras are basically like wards in League and such. So that's good. I don't... You know what? Let's use this. So this gives us vision in the area that we're at. So that's good. Are there any bears or anything around? There's one here. Hopefully it's not dead. I would like to kill it. There we go. Nice. No tree of life. Some other materials. I just need the XP mostly. Ooh, bread. Is it better? Not necessarily. We got lots of healing, so I think we're good. I'm gonna loot this just for the XP mostly. Radar. Get some XP, there we go. Anything useful from this? Nope. There's 7 more enemies. I don't know where to go. We don't have any tree of life spots. I think I just need to kill the bears, right? If I want to get this other legendary item. But I don't think it's possible. Can also make honey water, sure. Hot honey water. Sure. Freeze up a bit of our inventory. What's that? What's that? Oh, is this that Omega guy? Okay, so these are the mini bosses that the game has. I don't think they drop anything that I want. But I guess just XP should be fine, right? Let's see if anybody tries to contest this, actually. Because I'm not seeing anybody close to me. I'll close this because I don't need it right now. Danger, danger, but I'm not seeing anything happen. Can I maybe just... Can I gatekeep somebody from this area? Chocolate. Bit better than this, so I'll keep this, I'll get this. Oh, I saw somebody. I saw somebody over here, so maybe we can get them. It's the meteorite. Somebody's trying to grab it. She is much stronger than I am. Holy fuck. Damn. She was much stronger than I am. I guess her build was just better. I want to see that, actually. We did get 2 kills, though. Can I see the build, maybe? We're only 5th, so most likely the players that were at the last, knew how to play. But let's see her build, actually. You know, if it was kind of better or something. Because we were basically full build as well. So, who was it? It was this guy. Yeah, this guy had like 3 legendary stuff. There was no way I was gonna compete with 3 legendaries. 3 kills though, so not much of a kill thingy. Level 12 though, we were similarly leveled, but again, like she had like much more stuff than I did. So it seems that people do try to like hunt for these special items. I guess even in closed areas, right? But hey, you know what? These 2 games, the first one was the best one. The second one was kind of better, kind of fine. We did do 2 kills. But as I play the game, of course, I will start learning a bit more about the items, the masteries, like the augments as they're called. You unlock all of them at level 20, and the stronger ones are of course hidden in those higher levels most likely, and possibly other augments except for the basic ones that I've got right now might be better for the character that I'm playing as well. That is a thing. And the character that I'm playing right now, Adina is a bit supportive as well because she has a lot of CC. But hey, I'm just gonna play her as the solo. So yeah, these were our first 2 PvP matches. they weren't the worst thing for my first experience, but they weren't the. I didn't win them. This is a battle royale. I don't expect a win in my first 50 matches. So hey, hope you enjoyed Eternal Return. I will say try the game. The beginner guide, don't watch the beginner guide that the game has. Try to find one on YouTube that is a bit better. Most likely the one that has the highest views and good like ratio. And I think that is going to be a bit better for getting you into the game. If you are tagging along with me while playing this game, you just played your first games as well. I hope you try to see some fun in it. It's a battle royale game, and it's a MOBA game that you need a lot of experience to definitely have a crazy amount of fun, I guess. But I think it's fine. It's not, oh my goodness, it's not Apex Legends where it's third party city, at least. We did get ganked by 2 people at our first game, but the second one we just found a player that was just more jacked. The other players that I'm seeing here, they had definitely different loot than this person, so we might have had better chances against them. Nevertheless, I enjoyed it. Hey, I'm gonna continue playing this game. Uploads will definitely slow down a lot because I'm gonna be on vacation. And we're gonna definitely need to play catch up around, like, I don't know, August. But nevertheless, see you in another video. Subscribe, because it'll help a lot, especially if I reach 1,000 subscribers and I get the freaking monetization to get some extra cash. I like the video, because it also helps. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.